Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're heading out west to explore one of the most famous and influential places in the world, Los Angeles County. Known for Hollywood, sunny beaches, traffic jams, and endless diversity, LA County's story is long, complex, and uniquely American. From its roots as native land to a global hub of entertainment, technology, and culture, Los Angeles County has a history like no other. Let's dive in. It all starts thousands of years ago. Before any European explorers set foot here, the Los Angeles basin was home to native peoples like the Tongva, or Gabrielino, and Chumash, who lived along the coast and inland valleys. They built villages, traded widely, and managed the land with sophisticated techniques like controlled burns. They lived this way for centuries, fishing off the coast and hunting deer in the hills, long before anyone dreamed of palm trees and freeways. Then, in 1542, Spanish explorer Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo sailed up the California coast, claiming it for Spain. But it wasn't until 1769 that the Spanish really began to colonize the area. That year, Gaspar de Portola led an expedition overland and camped near what is now Los Angeles. Soon after, the Spanish established missions, presidios, military forts, and pueblos, civilian towns, across California to solidify their claim. In 1781, a group of 44 settlers, mostly of Spanish, indigenous, and African descent, founded El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de los Ángeles, which translates to the town of Our Lady the Queen of the Angels. It was a small farming settlement along the river, meant to feed the nearby mission San Gabriel. No one could have imagined then that this little pueblo would one day become one of the biggest cities on earth. When Mexico won independence from Spain in 1821, California, including Los Angeles, became Mexican territory. The missions were secularized, and huge ranchos were granted to prominent families, turning much of what is now LA County into vast cattle ranches. This era left a deep mark on place names still familiar today: Rancho San Pedro, Rancho La Brea, Rancho Cucamonga. Many modern neighborhoods and cities grew up on these old land grants. Then came the Mexican-American War, which ended in 1848 with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. California became part of the United States. Just 2 years later, in 1850, California was admitted as the 31st state, and Los Angeles County was officially created as one of its original counties. At that time, it was a remote, dusty place of fewer than 4,000 people, surrounded by rolling hills, vineyards, and cattle. Things started to change in the late 1800s, especially after the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869. Now, settlers could reach California far more easily. Los Angeles boosters ran aggressive ad campaigns across the country and even in Europe, touting Southern California as a paradise of endless sunshine, fertile soil, and opportunity. The population soared. By the early 20th century, Los Angeles County was transforming into an urban powerhouse. Oil was discovered in places like Signal Hill and Long Beach, fueling an economic boom. Meanwhile, a little citrus industry was blossoming in the San Gabriel and San Fernando valleys. Oranges grown here were shipped across the country, helping cement the region's image as a land of health and abundance. But the biggest game changer was water. The city of Los Angeles was growing rapidly, and local water sources couldn't keep up. In 1913, engineer William Mulholland completed the Los Angeles Aqueduct, bringing water from the Owens Valley hundreds of miles away. This controversial move allowed LA to keep growing, but it also devastated the Owens Valley, sparking long-standing tensions. The promise of water fueled massive real estate booms, and small towns across the county, like Hollywood, Venice, and San Pedro, were annexed into the expanding city of Los Angeles. Speaking of Hollywood, that's another key piece of LA County history. In 1910, the once rural community of Hollywood became part of Los Angeles. Just a few years later, filmmakers flocked there to escape Thomas Edison's patent controls back east. The sunny climate, varied scenery, and cheap land made it perfect for movie making. By the 1920s, Hollywood was the global center of film. Studios like Universal, Paramount, and Warner Brothers built sprawling lots, and stars like Charlie Chaplin and Mary Pickford lit up the screens. Los Angeles County kept booming through the 1920s and 30s, building grand movie palaces, Art Deco landmarks, and a vast network of streetcars. During World War II, the region became a major center for aircraft manufacturing, with companies like Douglas and Lockheed employing tens of thousands. After the war, LA County exploded with suburban growth. Veterans used the GI Bill to buy homes in sprawling new subdivisions from the San Fernando Valley to Orange County's edge. The car culture took over, with freeways crisscrossing the landscape, replacing the old streetcar lines. By the 1950s and 60s, Los Angeles County was a sprawling patchwork of cities and neighborhoods, home to people from across the country and the world. Waves of immigrants from Mexico, Japan, Korea, the Philippines, and later Central America, Iran, and beyond made the county one of the most diverse places on earth. But it also faced struggles, civil rights battles, redlining, and clashes like the Watts riots in 1965 exposed deep inequalities. Through it all, Los Angeles County continued to reinvent itself. It became a hub for aerospace and defense in the Cold War era, then a center for entertainment, design, and later tech and biotech. Places like Pasadena became known for research and education with Caltech and JPL. Meanwhile, Inglewood and South Central were home to thriving black communities and the birth of West Coast hip-hop. East LA stood as the heart of Chicano culture and activism. Today, Los Angeles County is the most populous county in the United States, with over 10 million people. It spans beaches, deserts, and mountains, from Malibu's surf to the snowy peaks of Mount Baldy. It includes 88 incorporated cities, from glitzy Beverly Hills to historic Whittier to bustling Long Beach. It's a place of incredible contrasts, immense wealth alongside serious challenges like housing shortages, traffic, and climate risks. But it's also a county full of creativity, resilience, and stories from every corner of the globe, a place where new dreams arrive every day, just like they did for settlers in the 1800s. So from Tongva villages by the river to the global capital of entertainment, Los Angeles County's story is about transformation. It's a place constantly reinventing itself, shaped by waves of newcomers, ambitious infrastructure, booming industries, and the enduring promise of sunshine and opportunity. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this look at the history of Los Angeles County, give it a like, subscribe for more stories from California and beyond, and drop a comment telling us your favorite spot in LA County, whether it's a beach, a neighborhood, or your go-to taco stand. We'll see you in the next one.